Hi, hello everyone. So, in today's meeting, I have changed the place to recording because my mom turned off the internet. So I'm using the internet from the bar nearby, from Przepraszam. It's where I also organize the meetings with you, face-to-face meetings on Wednesdays. Yeah, sorry for not showing up the previous week, but it was really chaotic with no internet. I wanted to tell you more about Muneca Brava, about Natalia Oreiro, and I will start with the symbolism of her name and her surname. Basically, when she was born, so she was born on the 19th of May in 1977 in Uruguay, in Montevideo. And she's famous for her role in Muneca Brava. She's also known as a singer who sang the song Cambio Dolor. And her name, Natalia, means Christmas Day, or birthday of the Lord. And it also may indicate new beginnings. But Natalia Oreiro has actually two names and two surnames. So you have Natalia Marisa and Oreiro Iglesias. So we already know that Natalia means Christmas Day, or the birthday of the Lord. And Marisa actually consists of two names, and that's Maria, and that's Louise. So Maria is obviously the mother of the god, and of Hebrew, from Hebrew language. Maria comes from, it's derived from Miriam, and um, Louisa means bright, or it means warrior. But also we know that one of the famous Moulin Rouge dancers was Louise Weber. Oreiro and Iglesias. I started with Iglesias. Iglesias means church. It's not only in Natalia Oreiro surname that we see the church, but also in the role that he plays in Muneca Brava. We see a very strong connection to the church, because she comes as three women, and when she dresses as a boy, she goes and helps the children and spends time with the children by the church. And her mom, Mabel Cristina Iglesias, is a hairdresser, and her father is, Carlos Lorenco Oreiro is a salesperson, and Natalia Oreiro has also an older sister, Gianna. She got married to Ricardo Molo in 2001, and Ricardo Molo was the one who performed in the band, or actually he possibly started the band in 1988. And the band name is very, I would say, symbolic of Divididos. So you have Natalia Marisa Iglesias Oreiro, who comes from Montevideo, and her husband, who performs in the band Divididos. So I would say Montevideo and Divididos both stands for cameras and recordings and tapes. And then, when it comes to Ricardo Molo, well, Ric means the king, and um, I don't know why is this hard here. Hard means strong or brave. So Natalia Oreiro and Ricardo Molo have got a daughter together, and she's also got a very symbolic name. We have Marilyn Ataculpa Molo, born in 2012. So we have Marilyn when it comes to King Arthur, and we have Marilyn Monroe. So it seems to be a very unisex name that goes both directions. Marilyn is well known as a white wizard, and the other Marilyn is also Marilyn Monroe. I mean, is also a very known name, isn't it? So, yeah, as I mentioned, Natalia was born in Montevideo, and Montevideo is the capital of Uruguay. And over there you have a very symbolic dance, which is a tango, that comes from Uruguay, from Montevideo, and that's also the link to Buenos Aires. And in Montevideo, you'll have two beaches and you'll have a church. And I would say, the flag of Argentina is a flag that consists of 5 white stripes and 4 blue stripes. And if I have marked it the right way over here in my notes, there's also the sun on that flag. And the man just it's a little bit dark over here and very short-sighted. So Jose Articas is the man who. Let me just find the flash.
Policjanci pytali o PESEL i jak widzieli, że masz mniej niż 18, to mówili
Can't find the flash. Look at the flash. I'm so sorry. So Jose Articas gave up. He was the one who gave up his own life for the freedom of his country. And as you mentioned, Natalia comes from Montevideo. Her husband is in a band called Divididos, so we have the link with cameras. So I want to tell you more about the meaning of Montevideo. So Monte from Spanish means mountain, right? And there are 2 stories linked with Montevideo mountains. One of them tells us that there was this Portuguese sailor who first saw the mountain, and so I see a mountain, and that was Cerro de Montevideo. But the second story goes that in the 18th century there were Spanish explorers who were creating maps, writing maps, and they used a system of naming based on sequence of hues, and Montevideo was the 6th mountain counting from east to west. Yeah. Let me just see what's next in my notes. So, in the personal story that's playing out in my family, there is a relative who married into my family and who comes from, the region of Monte Cassino. So we have a district in Tarnów, and I don't know how to call it in English, it's Sierra. So it's an area of, with higher blocks. There's a lot of higher blocks there. And that's area, that district of Tarnów is called Monte Cassino. So that name comes from that region. So I think it's worth discussing that particular battle in Monte Cassino during the Second World War. And it was probably from Italy's need to gain independence from the Axis occupation. So, there were allied forces of the USA and the UK and from France and Canada and Poland, and they all came together to face German opposition. And the German opposition, German forces were called Axis forces, and they also faced something that was called Cruiser Line. So the battle took place on January 17th, and it lasted till May 18th, and it lasted in 1944. And Monte Cassino, as we know Monte from Spanish means mountain, and it's also an actual physical mountain in Italy that's called Monte Cassino. And on that mountain, there is an abbey of Monte Cassino. So yet again, we have the link to church. And I would say that we also have the link of a key historical event of the Battle of Monte Cassino, where all these allies face German opposition. It's linked with the food that's called Monte yogurt. Monte is also, right? So it's chocolate, and it was created in Germany in 1966. So we have the German defeats in the Battle of Monte Cassino, and we have a German product called Monte, right? So I would say that Natalia Oreiro has got quite a few links in her surname to food, because we have the actress in Muneca Brava that's called Milagros, and that's linked to Milka chocolate. And then there is a link of Oreiro, Natalia Oreiro's surname, so that's linked to Oreo biscuit and Milka Oreo chocolate. And what else we have here? I would say that within the origin of Natalia Oreiro, it's Montevideo. Possibly there is some connection to Monte Cassino, because the story that is truly acted out in the life of my relatives is, the story also of a man who comes from Monte Cassino. And as the last time, I didn't stay with you longer, so today I wanted to, just refresh your memory about Muneca Brava. It's, a TV series that was very popular when I was a little girl. So it was released on the 10th of 11th, 1998, and it's called Muneca Brava, so the wild boar. So the main character is very often referred to as the wild boar, actually. And the date of release, 10th may be relevant because my relative who acts as probably is sexually abused lives in a house number 10, and she was born on the 10th of the 10th month, 2011. So 10th of October. So I think the dates are very important over here. So Muneca Brava was, there's a link to a doll, and there is a link to milk of chocolate because of Natalia Oreiro, who acts the role of Milagros. So Mili and Milka sound similar, yes. So Muneca Brava was played in 80 countries in the world, and in my home, we used to call those TV series tapeworms. Not really nice, but and I would say that this sexual abuse is based on the three it's connected with three personalities that Milagros acts out in Nicaragua. So most of the time we see her dressed in pink dress, so we have very light pastel colors, right? And what's good, they are very nice, right? And they keep themselves, they listen to themselves, and they go and try to meet your needs, right? So this sexual abuse is probably based on, overusing people and making them on the words nice. As far as I, observed it the right way, the girl I mean here doesn't like to be called nice. So Muneca Brava Milagros in Muneca Brava also dresses in a red leather skirt, which is very, sexy. So she really looks differently changed when she goes out at night. And then we see her also change into a boy just as well when she goes to the church and she plays with children. She comes with a different name, and that name is Polio. So that's the name and the link to, indigenous people or people of someone of a social class, social status. So what I wanted to tell you here is that the father of the girl who is possibly sexually abused would have a lot of references to church in utterances such as "Lord, hear our prayers," or "Seriously, we would lay in the coffin," or sit down to the cave, or he would use together with my mother expressions such as "Shit was people Pulaski," or "You smell nice like a sausage." Well, I have experienced a lot of shame when it comes to smell and stinking in sex, so I believe this is also done with the use of covert hypnosis. And what I wanted to tell you more here is, you know, um, that typical girl I have in mind. Her father sells her clothes online, um, and he tends to forget about her birthday gift, and she tends to wear, very light colors, and she tends to wear sweatshirts, despite being the fact that she's really exceptionally a beautiful girl, and she's often sent to the church, or even a bit earlier to the church, and her father is a policeman. And when she was a little girl, she used to watch a fairy tale called Patrol. And I myself, when I went with her to the cinema, I just chose the film that would speak to the church too. It was Medjugorje. And what else did I want to tell you also that Natalia Oreiro, Iglesias, Natalia Oreiro Iglesias is similar to my friend from high school, Monica. They have a similar, expression and similar intonation of the voice. And physically, they have a lot of common features, but they aren't similar one to one, but they are similar. So in the entire TV series, you also see Kunda Arana, who is similar to Bradley Cooper, and is Muneca Brava is called Wild Doll, in the TV series quite a lot. We have strong linking to the chocolate, we have a strong linkage to the Oreo biscuits, to the animal, which is a cow, and to the lily, the flower. But we'll have also a strong link to a doll, because you can control a doll easily. What we do with dolls, which is build them the entire lives. So, Mato, the company Mato, in the tour for, I wanted to tell you about Barbie. So Ruth Handler was the one who Ruth Handler was the co-founder of the company who produced dolls, and Ruth Handler was the one who came up with an idea that you could just design a doll based on the way natural, real women look like. So she named the doll Barbie, after her daughter Barbara, and it was inspired by post-war, post-war German tabloid newspaper, Bild Zeitung. And the character that newspaper presented was called Bild Lily. So, Barbie doll was introduced in 1959 in a toy fair in the USA. And what else I wanted to tell you is that, you know, um, In 1964, there was a younger sister of Barbie introduced, and the younger sister of Barbie was named Skipper. So Skipper is a person who leads. It's a leader on the boat. It's a captain on the boat, and it's a captain in cricket, and it's a captain at school in a class. So somebody who leads takes over the control. And Roberts means somebody who's bright. And then I have to tell you, in my gypsy family, I have noticed that in the past there was a tendency during the weddings that people would place dolls on the cars, and those would be porcelain dolls. So I think that dolls are very significant, as I have learned from Gigi. They are very significant in Japan because there is something like Matsuri, so Dolls Day or Girls Day. And in Japan, you have three types of dolls: Risk, Kokashi, and Shina. Okay. As I mentioned, so Natalia Oreiro seems to be the link to the doll. We have a white doll. This is how she's called, and she's the link to Milka Chocolate because of the name of the main character, Milagros, that she plays, right? So Milka Chocolate is basically produced in Germany, but in Swiss in 1901. Philips would be attached to
Panie, bardzo panu przepraszam.
Philips was actually this chocolatier from 1901,
Ale ja mogę posprzątać za pana.
Proszę wyjść, ale to już.
There was an almond milk, there was the hazelnuts. It comes with 10 types. So as you know, Muneca Brava comes out to us on the 10th November, right? And the person's birthday that is my relative is on the 10th of 10th. And Milka chocolate comes to us with 10 different types. So we have almond milk, hazelnuts, we have bell, we have strawberry, we have crunchy, we have almond, fruits and nuts, we have white and dark. And I also mentioned that Oreo biscuits in Milka chocolate there is the Oreo type. So Oreo biscuits were introduced by National Biscuit Company called Nabisco on the 6th of March 1920. And it's part of Mondelez's international portfolio. And just see guys. I think next time I'll tell you a little bit. I'll tell you a little bit about Pandora. So today's meeting was a little bit longer because of my mom. So I had to restructure. So anyway, I'm in the bar, so you can hear something probably in the background. But thanks a lot for being there, and talk to you next Tuesday.